Hello, dear friends. I would like to introduce you to Miss Carole and tell you a little about Miss Carole and her story. Miss Carole, would you like to start and tell them about the hurricane and what you went through during Hurricane Dorian?
Good morning. Um, with the hurricane, it started September 1st, 2019, I think, right? And that Sunday, that Sunday evening, the water went off first at 7 o'clock, and the power went off shortly. And then the rain started and the breeze, and that time I have to have some candles and the searchlight. I did have a lamp with some oil in it, and that lasted me for 2 days because I didn't know it was going to take that long without power. And after the oil finished, I could not get to take my medication, my insulin, because I couldn't see from the candle and the flashlight, because I'm blind from one eye. I have the glaucoma and the cataract. I could only see a little from the left eye, not 100%, not even 75%. So I couldn't get to take my medication. And then when the storm, I got so weak. When I heard the wind, oh my gosh, it come like the roof was gonna lift off. And the house was, they put the plywood and the bottom the windows and stuff like that. I was never so scared. The light pole fell across the driveway and the light wire, nobody couldn't get in. It was so horrible. And no food, no water. I didn't have a case of water. And I finished that within the 7 days. So I believe my body did get dehydrated, and I began to feel weak. And one lady came and she gave me some food, and I shared the food for me and the neighbor, the next lady who lived beside me. And then she went out, and then she got something and she shared it with both of us again. And I have a friend, they would bring me some water after the storm, that I could clean up with. And when the water came, like about 5 days after the storm, oh my gosh, the water looked like iced tea, dark. And it smelled so bad. When you take it, that could only flush the toilet. You couldn't use it to bathe or anything. And after the storm finished and when you drove, and people carry me out to look, and you see the people clothes on the fence, the water have it all over the place. It was so disgusting. People cars flood out. People who live over the bridge, like some big shot people, live over the bridge, and all the house flood out, tear up, and everything. People have to go up all in the attic of the house, in the roof. I have a friend, she's blind with both eyes, and I don't know if the door open, if you open the door or what, but they found her outside to the coconut tree, squinch up. And a lot of my friends lost their life. And after this time, I have a friend, the teacher, she came and she give me some stuff, like some snacks and like toiletries and stuff like that. But it was so horrible. And then I have a friend, Miss Lucci. I met her since 2014, and we in touch from then, and she rescued me from over there during the disaster that we were in. If you look at Grand Bahama and the other place in Habico, oh my gosh, it is terrible. I am so glad I got away, and I'm glad that I'm still alive.
So, Miss Carole, prior to the hurricane coming then, so you already were you were in a bad situation before the hurricane financially. You already were in a situation to where you didn't have a lot of food and water storage, right?
No, I didn't have a lot. I just, I didn't have a lot. I bought like a case of water, and bread. And my friend, Miss Wild Goose, she bring me some stuff like bread and canned tuna and stuff like that. But I couldn't cook because I don't have any power. I would just use the sterner to make tea. So I was just living off the tea and bread and crackers and drink juice.
And that was already before the hurricane hit, right?
No, that was that when she gave me those things. That was when the hurricane hit.
Okay.
But before the hurricane hit, I begin to feel so sick and weak. I have this vertigo, been shaking, and it's me alone live, and at my age now, I'm 76. It's just me alone live, and I just get so frightened and frustrated and everything. To be honest with you, I just give up because I thought it was my last hour then. So I did just give up until Miss Lucy sent message because they couldn't reach me, and the person came to the house and told me. She said, and then they sent to rescue me, and I came to this United States.
Yes. So I actually spoke with you. I think it was a couple of days after the hurricane, because the hurricane hit on Sunday.
Yeah.
And so I was not able to reach you most of that week. And then I remember that I got a phone call from you, and it was very brief. And you told me that you were alive, and I had already had people looking for you. I had posted things on Facebook to a group from out of the Bahamas, and in Freeport, and so people were looking for you everywhere. And apparently, you called me that day, and you were just able to tell me that you had just a little bit charge on your phone, and you just wanted to tell me you were okay, and then I lost you. So I didn't talk to you again for a couple of days. And then you called me back, and that was another very brief call. But on that call, you were able to give me a daughter's number that was in Jamaica, and then you gave me the number of the journalist that works at the radio station that you know from the radio station. And I was able to get in touch with him because I couldn't reach you because your phone died again. And thank goodness you gave me that number. And I was able to talk with him and have him to come to your house so I could speak with you.
Yes.
That way I could arrange for you to be rescued.
Yes.
And so I'm so glad that you did come when you did, that we were able to convince you to come, because at that point you had not had your insulin for several days.
Several days, yes.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and then as well as you had not taken any of your medication. Because why? Because you
Don't
couldn't
have any power to take the insulin.
Uh-huh.
And
the pills. Why?
The pills. I couldn't take them because I couldn't see that well
Uh-huh.
with a flashlight,
Mm-hmm.
and the light was very dim.
Yes.
And the candle.
Yes. And then you also said to me that you didn't have food to eat, and you said the medicine would make you sick when you didn't have any
If
food.
I don't eat, yes.
Okay. So you were in a very bad situation, because when you got here, you were happy, of course, to have been rescued, but you were very weak.
Weak, yes.
Your
I
blood
was
pressure
weak.
was high.
Yes.
Your
sugar was
blood sugar
high.
was very high. It was up in the 400s.
Yes.
And so now we're getting it kind of regulated. It's better now,
Yes.
but you do need to get some type of medical treatment, because you have heart disease. You have tell me what all you
The
have.
heart disease, the diabetes, and the heart disease, and
You have glaucoma, right?
I have glaucoma,
and you have
the-
high blood pressure.
and I have high blood pressure,
Yes.
and the cataract
Yes, on your eye.
on my eye.
Yes, and so we need to try to get you in to see an ophthalmologist, as
Yes.
well as probably an endocrinologist. Is that the type of doctor that you would see for diabetes? Endocrinologist.
Well, I go to the clinic, so I think what the doctor is. He, medical doctor.
Just a
right?
regular
doctor,
medical doctor
yeah,
that you see.
yes.
But in the Bahamas, you do have like insurance or coverage, right?
No, I don't have. I don't have an insurance. Well, like I get my medication free.
Okay.
Like from the national health insurance or something like that.
Uh huh.
So at my age now, from you reach like 65, you know, you don't have to pay for your medicine to the hospital.
Right.
But if you have to get it elsewhere to the pharmacy, you have to pay.
Right.
So
So you still have to pay for your medication?
not over the. I get it from the of the card, the L card.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So now we just need to make sure that we can raise enough funds so we can get you the medical care that you need while you're here in the
Yes.
U.S. until, as of right now, the airport in the Bahamas is not functioning.
No.
They're just flying in and out with private planes and
yes.
helicopters. Yes.
Mhm.
And so most of the people are still without electricity and water, and most of the people are still displaced without homes,
Yes.
and then they've sent a lot of people to different areas of Bahamas, right?
Yeah. And clothing and stuff, you know. And
Yeah. So when you came, it was dark and you were struggling. I know that you said that you didn't have any clean clothes, and I told you, don't worry about having clean clothes. Just throw what you can in the bag. But you said you really just had to just grab what you could see. You
Yeah,
couldn't see anything.
because I was so nervous because when the young man from the radio station, when he came up, he said the flight is gonna leave. Come get me by 9 o'clock. And I didn't prepare the night or anything because he came by me about 9 o'clock the night. And then I went to bed and I got up the morning about 5:36, and now the flashlight was searching to get something to put in the bag. So I didn't able to get enough clothing to put in the bag, or
Yeah.
whatever, or so. But anyhow, thank God I'm happy and to meet friends and Miss Lucci and our friends and other people, you know.
Well, we're glad to have you here, Miss Carole. And as of right now, we're just trying to make sure that you get your basic needs, trying to make sure you have clothes on your back and the toiletries and things that you need and whatever care that you need. And we're making sure that you're fed and you have a roof over your head. So until we decide, what's going to happen in the future, with the situation in the Bahamas and everything. So any assistance that we can get, we're going to use that assistance to get you medical care and to get your eyes checked out, because it's real important since you just have the one working eye, right, Miss Carole?
Yes.
We want to take care of the one working eye. So anyway, we just wanted to introduce Miss Carole to you. And is there anything else, Miss Carole, that you'd like to add?
No, just say thanks for the help, and I thank everybody for the help, and I just thank you all. May God bless you all.